Hey everyone, so today I'm bringing you another build video, and I know I just did one a couple days ago, however a bunch of perks just got changed, so I thought, well, now's surely a good time while everybody's new to the changes to bring about some new builds. So yeah, let's get into it. The first build is called the Buddy System build. Blood Pact, Will Make It, Better Together, and Prove Thyself. This build is utilizing the new version of Blood Pact. What this perk now does is give you a 7% increase to your movement speed when in a 16 meter range of the obsession, once you have healed them. Which sounds super specific, I know, but when you get this perk going it's a lot of fun and you can utilize it to basically become a gen popping team. With higher movement speed, you can traverse the map quicker and with honestly a fairly large range. 16 meters is quite a bit. If you're sneaky, it can be used to help loop the killer, although you'll probably have to have one person hide and the other loop. To improve this and allow you to get this started quicker, I've recommended Will Make It, so you can get double healing speed after unhooking the obsession. If not, I would recommend something like Botany or Desperate Measures to get you that extra heal speed. One thing to keep in mind too is that you don't need to heal straight away, as while either you or the obsession is injured, you will both see each other's auras always, so you can always reconnect at some point. Finally, we have our two gen perks, Prove Thyself, a perk that gives a stackable 15% buff to gen speeds, and then Better Together, which will show the generator's aura to nearby survivors, so you can shred through gens even quicker. Next up we have the Salt build. We're gonna live forever, Soul Guard, Unbreakable, and Desperate Measures. Why is this called the Salt build, you ask? Well, this build is all about stopping slugs, or slugging more specifically. This build might be the best yet in terms of anti-slugging, with use of the new and improved We're Gonna Live Forever, which now allows you to heal those in the dying state at 100% of the usual speed. With Desperate Measures we can add even more healing speed onto this amount, meaning you can pick someone off the ground and fully heal them very efficiently. It works more so as if you're healing people off the ground, it's very likely you're in quite a dire situation, so Desperate Measures will be working at peak efficiency when all teammates are injured. So this side of things is for getting teammates up. Then we have the other side to this build which allows us not to be slugged. It's a simple pairing, Unbreakable, which lets us get up off the ground and at increased speeds, and then Soul Guard, which allows us to do the same if there is a hex active, and also will give us a 4-second enduring effect once we are picked up off the ground, or pick ourselves up off the ground. If you run this build as a team, as in all of you run this build can be truly insane. It can make it near impossible for the killer to stop you from basically just infinitely healing each other. I'm sure there's a nerf or change coming, probably something to do with stacking We're Gonna Live Forever, but for now this is pretty powerful. For our third build we have the Discount Deliverance build. Slippery Meat, Up the Ante, Kindred, and Off the Record. The new Slippery Meat in this build makes the old 4% chance to escape on a hook into an 11% I think, although it may cap out at 8% and not include Up the Ante as a stackable, but possibly 11%. No, this build is probably still not going to give you a consistent means to always get off the hook, because that would cause a lot of mayhem and balance would be a word never muttered again. However, this build is a lot of fun and there's something that feels good about having double the chance than before. It just sounds good. It makes that tiny chance feel slightly less tiny, even though it really is still tiny. Of course, with the new Slippery Meat as well, we still get that old ability of extra escape attempts. Up the Ante I've decided to add in here too, because that gives us an extra 3% luck when all of our teammates are alive. And again, I'm not sure if it stacks with unhooking, but at the very least it's going to fill in that gap of Slippery Meat no longer giving you the extra bear trap luck. Kindred we are using so that we can see the auras of all survivors on the hook, meaning we can estimate whether it's worthwhile to try and attempt an unhook, or try one just before a teammate reaches us. Also, it's great anyway for coordinating teams, as you can see the killer also in the 60 meter range of the hook, and as a result see if they're camping. Off the Record is also a simple addition that allows us just a bit of extra help after we are unhooked, by hiding our aura and also our grunts of pain. Next up we have the 2 steps ahead build. Technician, Visionary, Sprint Burst, and Poise. The idea of this build is to create a loop of sneaky gen pops with very easy escapes. First off, the new buff Technician now makes it impossible for a generator to give the killer a notification when it explodes. It's a 100% to not notify them, so if you miss a skill check, it really doesn't matter all that much. What it does do now, however, is regress the generator back more than before. This is fine though really, it's not too bad as it still saves the generator from exploding. Paired with this we have Visionary, simply to find generators quicker. Of course Visionary is a relatively new perk too from Felix, which lets us see nearby generators, which is very helpful, especially in the indoor maps or a lot of the larger maps where gen spawns can differentiate quite a bit. So then once we're on these generators we can charge our Sprint Burst, which is most preferable here due to it being activatable instantly once the gen pops. When it does does, we're going to have Poised cover our scratch marks for 10 seconds, meaning you can pair the Sprint Burst and covered scratch marks to make a ton of distance and leave no trace, whilst finding your way to the next generator. Finally, we have the Portable Vault build. Any means necessary, Lithe, Iron Will, and Resilience. The new changes to Any Means now means that it has a 60-second cooldown, which is down from its 90-second cooldown. So basically you can just do a whole lot more with this perk due to this reduced timer. I've made this build mainly off of this idea of using pallets as an effective means to create vaultable areas on the map, and then reset them in order to protect them from being broken by the killer. With this in mind, we have Lithe, which is the best exhaustion perk for this means, as we can reset the pallets with Any Means and again use them in more preferable situations, throw them down again and then vault as we please. Resilience is here so we can just do this a little bit quicker, as being injured can sometimes cut that situation a bit too close. Resilience of course gives us a 9% extra boost to vault speeds, meaning there's a greater chance you get over the pallet and zoom away before you're hit. Finally, I've put in Iron Will, which makes grunts of pain silent. This is just a little extra help for evasion and also for when you're injured. It works as an effective pairing with Resilience. Alright, well that's going to do it for today. Let me know how you've been finding the new perk changes. Thanks, and goodbye.